welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you how I achieve this everyday glowy look. Today I'm not wearing any foundation, so I'm just going to show you this very easy routine. This is very similar to the look I had on in the Jouer review. A couple of my subscribers asked me to do it, so I was like, of course I'm going to do this everyday look for you. I'm just going to be giving you a step-by-step tutorial of how I achieve this look, especially on the eyes. So this is going to be specifically dealing with my eyeshadow. I'm going to show you the whole face too, which is super simple. If you want to do no lashes, that is definitely an option. For me, I am lashless, I'm telling you. So I need these. Y'all know I need these. So that's why I put lashes on. But if you don't want to do lashes, you definitely don't have to. If you want to see how I create this very simple everyday glam, please keep on watching. So the first palette I'm going to be using is the Saharan palette by Juvia's Place. Looks like this. And I'm going to be using Katsina. Now Katsina is basically the same shade as my lid. And if you see me turning my head, my mirror is right here. So I'm just looking into the mirror. So basically this is just setting that concealer to make sure everything is smooth and ready for the blend. So the first thing I want to tell you guys about is the transition. Now the transition is very important because it brings your eyeshadow together. It brings what is under your brow bone and on your lid together. The transition, in my opinion, is like the most important step of the eyeshadow look. So for my transition shade, I'm going to be going into the Masquerade palette, also by Juvia's Place. And I'm going to be taking the first shade, Zulu. I have hooded eyes, right? Even if you don't have hooded eyes, if you raise your eyebrows like this, right? Your transition is right here. If you like just focus, if you bring your eyebrows down, you would see is where the skin folds right here. If you don't have hooded eyes, then your skin won't fold there, but it's just this point where you could like feel the top of your eyeball right there. And I like to bring it all the way out to the end of my brow. I'm gonna show you it on the other eye. So if you didn't get that part, I'm gonna show it again. So I'm gonna show you on the other eye. I raise my brows and I'm placing this right here. Right, even if I lower my brows, it's right where my skin folds, and I'm bringing it all the way out to the end of my brow, down to the top of my nose bone up here, all the way down to the end of my brow. Now I can afford to bring it all the way down here because it is not that dark. It looks pretty much like the color of my skin, so that's why I'm bringing it down all the way here. If it was a very dark shade, I would only stop it about halfway. But since this color is very warm and close to my skin tone, I'm gonna bring it all the way down, right? So after I'm finished with Zulu, I'm gonna go in with the shade Ada, which I really like. It is a reddish brown shade. I'm not gonna put too much of this because I don't want it to be too red, but we will correct that a little. I just really like this shade. So I want to add this into my transition. I like when my transition has a warm reddish orange look. That's just preference. I think it goes well with my skin tone. So if you have a skin tone that's similar to me and even darker than me, I think a reddish orange brown would really complement your skin tone well if you're going for a nude look. When I say nude, I just mean one that is close to your skin tone. So I'm brown and I'm using brown shades right now, but I'm gonna put gold on the lid. So it's gonna be like a gold glam everyday look. But I really want to focus in on the eyes and show you guys how I build my transition. If you have hooded eyes, I think this tutorial will be very helpful for you because raising your brows is really key. And I don't know if a lot of tutorials really let you know that, hey, if you have hooded eyes, you should raise your brows so that you have your whole lid to work with without the skin folding and in your way. And it may feel a little uncomfortable at first, but you'll get the hang of it. And once I'm done with that, I want to go into my light palette and I am taking Brown Script by MAC. And I'm going to go over those colors that I just put there. Now Brown Script by MAC is a more orangey brown. Okay, now I'm going to go back into the Masquerade palette and I'm going to take Fulani on the same brush. But I'm gonna concentrate that right on the outside of my lid, just right here in the corner. and Fulani is a darker brown, right? I just want to diffuse that darker color right on the corner. Then I want to go in with this MAC 224 brush, which is a more tapered blending brush, and I want to go in with Burkina right here on the ends. So I'm deepening my crease, but right on the end. I'm not taking it all the way out to the top of my eye. So if you can see when I'm pressing down, you could see the shape of my eye right there. Now I'm gonna go back into my light palette and I'm going to take Mulch by MAC, placing that on my mobile lid. I'm not gonna go up too high at first, right? So that gold is gonna go all over my lid. Well, that gold is gonna go on a third of my lid, stopping like right here, and then taking the brush and just blending that in. I'm taking it up just a little bit higher, subtly. I'm not gonna put any more products on the brush. I'm just bringing this up a little bit more. I'm blending it into the transition. Now I'm gonna take Woodwinked by MAC and I'm just gonna place that over it. So I love these two shades together. Woodwinked is a little lighter gold, so that is really giving my gold shade some dimension. So now I'm just blending these two together. Then I'm gonna go back in with the first large fluffy brush that I had. This is by Sigma, and I'm gonna go back into Brown Script by MAC and just blend a little to the top right here, because I really want a seamless, transition between the gold and the brown. This step is optional. I just love when the brown is hitting the brow bone up here. So the last thing we're gonna do for this look is we're gonna do a brow bone highlight. Now for my brow bone highlight, I'm gonna be using Dahia from the Masquerade palette. Now I always tap off the excess when I do this part of it because I don't want the brow bone highlight to be too drastic at first. If I want it to be a little bit more pronounced, I could always add more. But to begin with, you want to start with a light hand. Okay, so I really like that color Dahia, and I'm tapping it into the product, but then I'm dusting off any excess and lightly dusting that with this Sigma, I believe this is an E60 brush. It's like a long blending brush. I love to use this for my brow bone highlight. Right, so I put it to the high points first, bring it down, and then I blend up to the front of the brow. So basically that's it for the eyeshadow. And I'm using the E.L.F 3-in-1 mascara, which I absolutely adore. Now if you are okay with your lashes and you have nice long lashes and you could just put mascara on and you're good, then you could stop here and continue with your face. But me, I'm a lash queen. I love lashes. I wear lashes almost every day, so I'm going to be using these Coco. I know the lashes are like falling down, but these are from Coco's Lash Bar. What I use to color correct is this MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NW45. This has like an orangey undertone to it. That's why I like it so much. I already wet my beauty blender. I dipped it into the concealer. Do you see how orange it is? My sponge is wet and I am just going to pounce that into my skin. Now I've already moisturized my face as well as primed with the Benefit Matte Rescue Primer. Also, I have a natural contour, so I'm gonna cover that a little bit as well. Now I like to just clean up my eyeshadow with my concealer. Guys, I got my beauty blender back to this shade. If you want to see how I clean my brushes and like my sponges, let me know and I'll definitely film that video for you, because I found like the best way to do it here on YouTube. So if you guys want to know about how I do that, just let me know. And now just to blend that into my skin that doesn't have concealer, I'm using the clean side and just pouncing that in. I'm gonna move on to my mustache. Now I hate this mustache. Even I've tried to thread hair. I think I've waxed hair as well. This spot, it stays. So I mean, I'm just gonna have to live with it, but I can conceal it. So I've been seeing in a couple of my videos that my skin is looking a little too light, and that's because, you know, it's summertime now and I didn't realize that here my skin has gotten darker. So I'm going to be using a different color to set under my eyes today. I don't think I've ever used this shade on my channel because I just can't use this shade in the winter / spring, right? Because I'm lighter, but this one is called Sienna and basically is pretty close to my like winter shade, so I can only use it in the summer to highlight because during the winter this is not gonna give me a pop-in highlight. Now I'm also gonna put some of this on my forehead just to take away a little bit of shine. Okay, so right now I have a very harsh line of demarcation on my face, but we're gonna fix that right now. I'm about to contour, so I'm going to be using Sleek, and when I'm doing my simple looks I like to take a fluffy brush. This is the E.L.F Complexion brush, and I'm just going to dust that into my palette and then basically bronze with this. I'm not gonna do a harsh contour. I'm also not going to contour my forehead because I haven't been having much luck with contouring my forehead just because of my hyperpigmentation. I just hate how it looks. Like, I don't like how my forehead comes out at all when I contour, so I'm just gonna stay away from that. Okay, so after I contour, I'm going to highlight, and I am using Jouer Skinny Dip, and I'm using this fluffy brush. I want to be really glowy, so I'm doing this really heavy-handed, and I want you to be able to see my glow from the front as well, so I'm putting it on the apples of my cheeks too. Also gonna put some right above the high point of my eyebrow, down my nose. I want to be really glowy. Glowy for the summer. Travi is here, guys. He's like, blink, 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 blink. So I'm not finished with the face just yet, but I want to go in and just smoke out my bottom lash line. Not really smoke out, but like give it a little more drama. So I'm using Brown Script again by MAC. Oh, and how could I forget? I'm also going to use Skinny Dip as my inner tear duct highlight. Now, I love a good inner tear duct highlight, so I always do this. But if it's a little too much for you, you can skip this part. Then I'm going to just put some mascara on my bottom lashes real quick. So now for my all over face powder, I'm going to be using this IMAN face powder. Now, this may be a little too light for me now, but let's just see. I think it's looking fine. I like to just blend out my highlight a little bit. So I still want it to be soft. I put this powder all over my face. This is an oil blotting powder, so it controls shine big time. Now for the lips, which is the last part of this tutorial, I already used a lip balm on my lip. Now I'm using this brown pencil from NYX. It's actually cold brown. Then I'm gonna be using Beauty Mark from NYX as well. Today will be an NYX lip combo. Now this is basically the same color as my lips. My lips are a little dry, so I definitely am gonna be using gloss. Now I'm gonna put Sandstorm, which is a liquid suede, over that, just in the center. I'm gonna let that dry a little bit, and then I'm actually, gonna put MAC lip gloss over it. I know I said NYX combo, but I can't find my NYX lip actually. So yeah, I am gonna use NYX Sugar Pie. Looks like this. If you do want added drama, you could add Skinny Dip lip topper, but I'm not gonna be extra today. I already used that in my Jouer review, so you guys saw how it looked. Amazing. But you know, let's stay with the everyday theme. Thank you so much for staying until the end of the video, guys. What do you think? It's easy, right? Super simple. Once you practice blending your eyeshadow, I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing. If you wanted to use just one palette for this eyeshadow look, I would definitely recommend the Morphe 350 palette, just the original 350. Because in that Jouer review, that was the actual palette that I used. But since I just got those Juvia's Place palettes, I was like, yes, I'm gonna do it using those eyeshadows, and they have a lot of neutral colors in the Masquerade along with bright colors, so I decided to try something new and it worked out just fine. So if you do have the Masquerade palette, you can do it. Or if you have that 35O palette, which I absolutely love from Morphe, like if you're a chocolate girl like me and you're looking for the ultimate neutral warm palette, that is it. So if you enjoyed this video, you know what I need you to do. Please, 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 please comment, subscribe, like this video. You can also share it with your friends. You know you can connect with me on my social media platforms, and that is le.beat on Instagram and on Snapchat, and then lebeating on Facebook and Twitter. So thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Bye.
Hello, it's me again. Tell a friend to tell a friend.